Hello everybody. Through many ways of contacting me, including messages and comments mainly, I have gotten many of the same question. All of these questions are along the lines of what cube do you use, how do you get them to turn so good, what stickers do you use, where do you get the cubes, etc. So, this video is going to be a video about the main cubes I use. I'm going to go through each cube 2x2 through 7x7, because those are the main events that I compete in, or have competed in once, and I will go over each one in detail. First I will go through 2 through 7 of my main speed cubes, and then I have 4 other cubes here that are for other uses, or will be for other uses as soon as I can get around to fixing, / making them better, etc. So, I'm going to start small and work my way big. 2x2. I use an Eastsheen White 2x2, which I got from Chris. His YouTube name is the Pie and Pie Man, I believe, and he gave this to me at US Nationals, and in exchange I gave him a mini QJ 4x4. So, this cube I have restickered myself with fluorescent stickers, fluorescent orange, green, red, yellow, and white. I prefer white over black on white cubes because I'm more used to white, and I actually think white on white looks pretty cool. Now, the only thing about this cube that I'm not happy with is the dark blue side. Now, if this was a black cube, I don't know if I could speed cube as well with it, but since it's a white, the dark blue is okay. But I'm making a CubeSmith order very soon that will replace this with light blue, which I will show you in a minute. So, how did Chris and me get this so good? Well, it was pretty much all of where it is now when he gave it to me. I can't give you exactly what he did to it, but I would guess it was a whole bunch of working in, and I do know for sure that he used chalk oil. Whether he used silicone, jigaloo, or any other kind of spray or lubricant of any kind, I am not sure. But I know that it turns very well. And certainly on Eastsheen 2x2s, breaking in is a huge part of it. Now, random fun fact, I suppose, is Roe Hessler, to break in 2x2s, throws them against the wall. At least he was doing that at Nationals. That was pretty funny. So there's the 2x2 I use. Now, my main 3x3 speed cube is an Edison 3x3. I still kept the Edison logo and the white side from the Edison stickers, but everything else is a CubeSmith color. Fluorescent again, with the 3 fluorescent colors, and light blue. This is the light blue that I was referring to, that I want to get on my Eastsheen 2x2, and my other cubes. But this light blue is very nice, especially for big cubes, and I will go into why I prefer light blue over dark blue a little later. So it has the normal complement of colors, and as you can see, they are starting to chip, which means that as soon as I get new stickers, I will be replacing these, including the faded Edison logo. So, I forgot to say where I get these. You get the Eastsheen 2x2 on cubeforyou.com or eBay. You get the Edison Cube on trybox.com or on eBay, of course. For 4x4, I use a QJ 4x4. This is a full size, and why I use this one is because it is the best 4x4 I have ever touched. As soon as I got it out of the box, it was very, very nice. What I did was, on these cubes, as well as the Mefforts, there is one screw in the core holding it together. So I found where that screw was, and I loosened it a very, very tiny bit, and that makes the double layer turns very, very nice. There are no bumps, wiggles, jams, whatever in this cube, which is very, very nice to use. Now, once again, fluorescent colors. The only problem, once again, is that there's a dark blue side on it. So, in this CubeSmith order, I will be replacing it with light blue. To get this, you can go to cubeforyou.com or eBay. They are about $12, maybe? For 5x5 speed cubing, I use a black VCube 5 with a white VCube 5 core. Now, you get these, of course, from vcubes.com, and I use the white core because I've found that generally the white cores are looser than the black cores, and so it was kind of stiff and blah blah. So, I put a white core in it, and I've broken it in a whole lot, which makes it a very nice cube. I have also done the modification that me, myself, and Pi and other good cubers have suggested, which is to sand off the bumps on the corner pieces where they touch the core. You know, the little bumps on the side. I'd love to show you, but I'd have to take this apart right now. And that makes these outer layers smooth rather than the bumpy feel. I have a video on that, but it's really old and outdated if you want to go check it out. Once again, only sticker problem is the dark blue, which I will be replacing with light blue. So, I think on all of the cubes, except the 4x4 up until now, have required lots of breaking in order to be good. The Eastsheen is very nice, but as you will see in a little bit, you need to really break in Eastsheens, or else cutting corners is terrible. So moving on up, 6x6, my favorite event, my main event, the event that I'm best in. Comparative to all of my other main events, I'm unusually good at this one. Compared to the world, I'm not very good at it. I'm like 86th or 87th in the world, something like that, and like 18th in the United States. But I use full color scheme, including light blue, fluorescent colors, etc. So this, of course, you buy from vcubes.com, and I've modified this with the modification that was put forward by Scott, edited by me, myself, and Pi, and then broken in by me. Not the method, but this cube was actually broken in a whole lot. This currently only has 3 of the 4 pins in it on the centerpieces, and I do not know what sensors those are on because they switch every solve. But this is a very nice cube. It pops once every 40 or 50 solves, and I average around 4.5 minutes on it. I really want to average sub 4, but that's not going to come for a while. Until school ends, probably, because I do not have lots of time to practice. Moving on up is the VCube 7. This is a white VCube 7 with, oddly enough, a black VCube core in it. Now, the black cores are tighter, but when I put the white pieces on the black core just to experiment, somehow the whole puzzle became a lot smoother than it was out of the box, and it seems to like click into place, which is a very nice feeling. I say a lot, by the way, just in case you didn't know. So I'm really bad at this. I average like 810, 830, something around there. And I use the normal CubeSmith color scheme, except I want light blue again, which will be replaced. Why these two are white cubes and all of these are black cubes are because this cube especially, and also on this cube, this one, color neutrality is a big deal. So as long as you're color neutral, the color of the plastic doesn't really matter that much. On this cube, since you don't need to turn fast, you just need to know how to get all the pieces correctly. You don't need to turn fast, but you need to be able to plan out your solve and flow the whole time. You don't really need to have it black. For me, I don't need to have it be a black cube. So those are the main cubes I use, and I have somehow stretched that out into 8.5 minutes. Now I'll briefly go over the other 4 cubes I mentioned earlier. Here's a black Eastsheen 2x2 that I have been breaking in, and it's getting really close to being able to use, but it cannot cut corners yet. So I need to continue working that in, doing that kind of junk. It's actually kind of nice now, but yeah. And I need to resticker it. This is a mini Type C from CubeForYou.com. It is tiled with 4x4 tiles, textured, and this is my one-handed cube, because one-handed cubing is so much easier with one hand. Duh. That's not what I meant. One-handed cubing is so much easier with a small cube for me, because I have tiny hands. So, mini C. The other 3x3 is a DIY Type C. As soon as I bought this for a hybrid cube tester, meaning I was thinking, well, I'll just use the parts. I think Type Cs are useless anyway. Then I put it together and I tried it, and it was amazing. The best cube I've ever tried until I got the Edison 2 weeks later. So, this is my second main speed cube, great for warming up, and when I'm in the mood and this thing is too tight for me, I just use this one. Very nice cube, and it also has light blue on it, which is sweet. And lastly, and actually very least, is a mini 4x4. I have been breaking this in. I have been pushing this to ridiculous limits. I want this to replace this 4x4 as my speed cube. Why? Because it's smaller. For me, small hands means smaller cubes are necessary, and if I can get this cube to be as good as this cube, then I will be very happy. So, this has been a 10-minute and 18-second video on what cubes I use, and where you get them, how I broke them in, what color stickers I use, and all that. Hopefully this answers all of your questions about it, and yes, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, post them in a comment, and I will read through them and answer the important ones. I am not responding to messages very quickly at the moment because I have like a backlog of like 350 right now. So if you send me a message, don't expect a response very soon. So yeah, I will see you guys later. And now this video is about 11 minutes to 1. Yay!